Hello, everyone, and welcome to your midweek check-in for the week of May 31st through June 6th, 2021. Yes, we have hit June. Can you believe it? This year is just traveling along, I tell you. I don't feel like it's been slow at all. I can't believe that we're almost into the summer months. Whew. So anyway, hello, my name is Erin. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy you're here, and I hope that you are going to really enjoy yourself today. Now, if you are returning, thank you so much. I always appreciate your continued support, and I'm really, really happy that you came back today. I hope this means that you're enjoying yourself and finding value. I don't know why else you would come here again and again if you didn't. So, but you know. I just thought I'd say it out loud. So anyway, let's go ahead. If you need to do some breaths, you can stop the video now and do some breathing exercises. You can set an intention, or you can just continue to stick around with me right now and we'll get busy on this reading. So at the beginning of the week, we had some messages of new discoveries. Not new discoveries. I mean, I guess it could be new discoveries. But we were being offered like a new adventure, a journey, a path, something we could do, right? So for this midweek check-in, I'm just going to ask if there's any other messages that we need to, what messages we need to know, right? What do we need to know most this for the rest of the week that will help us with what we're working on, this new adventure, right? Okay, so, and then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to just do a few cards here, and then we're going to find out what could be blocking us this week, any blockages that we have. Okay, Four of Winter. So we got the Ten of Autumn, Four of Winter, and then one more. How can we remove any blockages? We have the Dreamer. I like that. Okay, so we have Ten of Autumn, taking steps to ensure the financial security of your children or other loved ones, making wise investments, or planning for retirement, honoring family traditions. All right. So what do we need to know most? Well, we want to, and we talked a lot about nurturing in the beginning of the week also. So this talks to me of continuing that nurturing by taking steps to be sure that we're taking care of our families, and that we're taking care of things long term, right? Down the road a bit, not just right here in the very present, that we're making plans for stability for us, which was also a thing too, was having some strength and some stability, some soundness in our lives, right? The honoring family traditions I love. So maybe you need to, maybe there's some kind of something coming up that you used to do with your family and haven't got to do lately, and it's time to maybe do that again. All right, I love that. So blockages that we may be facing, we have the Four of Winter right here. He's a sleepy fairy, I tell you what. Set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation, the need for more sleep, or a vacation. And it is coming to be the summer months, so maybe planning for a vacation with your family. So with this, I'm just feeling like we did at the beginning of the week have to make a lot of decisions. There's a lot of questions that needed to be answered. And this is telling us, listen, just slow down a little bit. There's lots to learn, lots to know, but we need to make sure that we are, because sometimes when we search really hard, it makes it stressful. We lack the ability to find the answers that we need because we're just consuming too much information. So we need to actually have time to let that information come through us and integrate into what's happening so we can kind of understand it, right? We need time to digest that information. So take a nap, go play with your kids, right? Do something fun. And then for how can we have the Dreamer. How can we remove these blockages, right? Embrace your true purpose, begin a new adventure, and trust yourself. So we had the North card. I'm banging up my cards. We had the North card at the beginning of the week telling us that we were in fact going on a new adventure, and that and we also got some cards that told us that we were actually in a position now where we were feeling worthy, and our ego was actually, we were able to keep our ego in check when we needed to do that, so that we could possess that inner strength we needed to be able to live our true authentic selves in this lifetime. So that's exciting information. So if we are being blocked in that area, then we need to take steps to begin that new adventure, right? She's the dreamer. She has dreamed about what she wanted. Okay, we're past that point because we're dreaming about it. We're doing some research, take steps to that. So we're going to take a little nap, let all that information digest, but we're going to trust what we know. Right? We're going to trust our gut, where it's going to take us, our intuition, our knowing. And we're going to take that new adventure because we need to we know we have a purpose in it. We know we have a purpose in it, and we need to take hold of that. So by removing the blockages, I'm hearing mostly that it's a trust thing. We're just going to be trusting ourselves that we know where we're going. All right. Now, we're also going to ask that, so we're just going to get a couple little clarifier cards, any other information that we need to know from our fairy friends. And we have abundance. We've been talking about abundance all week long. And literally abundance keeps coming out in the cards, not just that it's pointing towards abundance, but we're talking about abundance. Prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you may have. In fairyland and human land, there's enough abundance for everyone. And isn't that the truth? Right? So I love that. And then we'll just continue. I'm going to keep pulling these cards. So we're going to be looking a lot at abundance here. And when we were speaking at the beginning of the week about abundance, we were talking about not just monetary abundance, not just in a wealth and a financial area, but this is in the pile of the pile. This is in the row of taking care of yourself financially, right? So when we have that abundance start coming in, we want to make sure that we are using it wisely, and not just, it's fun to use stuff in the moment, right? There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's totally fine. But we also need to make sure that we are planning a little bit down the road into the future to take care of ourselves and to take care of our children, and just to, be secure. There's nothing wrong with having security either. We don't always have to fly through life by the seat of our pants, right? It's okay to have a little bit of structure there. So let's go ahead and continue with this row because we need to finish it up here. Let's get the last card for the row of the messages that we need to know. And this is Be Without Malice, number 4, right? So that's interesting. I might pull another card for that. Be without malice. I don't think anybody's trying to be malicious here. So there must be a deeper meaning to that card. So let's go ahead and see if we can. Time to ground, of course, right? We were just talking about meditating, right? Needing to be able to take a break from all the rigmarole that's happening. I don't even know what rigmarole means and why that came into my head. So I'm going to have to look that up. And then nurture all you love. So nurturing is still a theme this week. Nurturing, believing in the abundance, and trusting ourselves for this new beginning. All right. I love it. Okay. So for this row where what we need to know, the messages we need to know most, we talked about the 10 of Autumn, how we're going to, just take some steps to make sure that we have some stability further down the road as far as our finances go, and that we're able to take care of our loved ones. And maybe some of us are of retirement age, right? We're getting close to retirement age. So tying up loose ends around that, making sure that you've made wise investments towards your retirement fundage that you're going to be needing for, if you're planning on retiring and not doing any other work outside, just enjoying life, right? That's okay to do that. And I'm also really feeling that there's going to be, because this is prepare yourself for incoming abundance. I think that a lot of us have really are starting to understand how to bring the abundance into our lives, right? And this is telling me that when that abundance comes through, to make sure that you're using it wisely, and to, yeah, sure, have fun, because this, they're all happy, they're joyful, looks like they're doing some fun things, so there's nothing wrong with having fun with some of that money, right? But to also make sure that you're putting some aside for a rainy day, or for retirement, or whatever may came up. And then this be without malice card, I don't think it's because anybody's particularly being malicious. This to me is to not have hurt in your heart. So just a reminder to anybody who needs the message, if this is what was blocking your abundance from coming in before, to make sure that if you're kind of heading back down that path, to recheck yourself. And I feel like you have the tools that you need and the resources to be able to bring yourself out of that pattern or behavior or belief system that you have, and that you've worked really hard for that. So if you, but of course, we're all going, it's still there to some degree, right? And we could travel down that road again, and you don't want to, clearly. So if you're feeling like something is blocking your ability to bring the abundance in lately, it could be because maybe you're feeling a particular hurt. Maybe there's a past something that happened that is starting to try to come to the surface again, something like that. Just make sure that you acknowledge it and find out why that's coming up again, and put it to rest, so that you make sure that your abundance flow is doing just that, flowing, right? We want it flowing in a good way, flowing in. And of course, it's going to flow out, and that's okay. But we just want to keep it rolling, right? We want to keep that cycle good. And then in this, the blockages, we're going to take a little nap, maybe a vacation. I'm really hearing vacation. Somebody needs a vacation. Me. Woot, woot. All right. So, so all of the information that you have gathered at the beginning of the week, if you do watch those videos, I'll leave a card here if you didn't watch it, so that you can go back if you're interested in that. If that's sparking a little interest in you, then click on that and see what's happening there. But anyway, so we were to be doing some research and finding some answers to some questions. So now it's time for you to sit on those a little bit, right? Let everything fall into place so you're able to make a wise decision. And also to think about taking some fun little break somewhere. And then this also says stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. So, and this can also be like a very grounding kind of thing, because this Four of Winter talks about meditation and stuff too. So meditate under the stars. Woo! That makes me feel magical inside. So do that. I like to feel magical. I do. So, you're going to want to use your intuition right out while when all of the dust has settled, the information has gone where it needs to go, and you've had time to think on it, not think on it, but just sit on it for a little bit. Then let yourself be in kind of a meditative state so that your intuition can really come through and you can make the decisions that are best for you. I love that. And then time to ground. Okay. So yes, time to ground. So make sure that you are doing things, because that information needs to be grounded. It can't, if it's floating in the air all the time, it needs to come down to have the substance so that you can use it in this earthly realm. So make sure you're grounded when you are making your decisions. All right. Love that. I don't know why I snap. I'm snapping all the time lately. I love it. I love snapping. It's my new joyful thing to do. Okay. Now, how can we remove any of these blockages? So remember, these are blockages, right? This is giving you solutions to be able to show you where you could be blocked. And so where we are blocked in this area is that we're maybe not thinking about using our intuition, about getting grounded, about letting all of that information settle in. All right. And now we want to use that information. So to remove the blocks, we're going to trust ourselves, right? We're going to actually begin that adventure, right? We're going to know that we can go on that adventure and that it will bring purpose to our lives that we need. And we are solid in the fact that that is what is happening. And then here we have new beginnings, which I love this card. It's one of my favorites. I say that a lot, but I mean it. Okay, this fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. And so here the nurturing comes up to me for the blockages, all right, for removing that, because we had a lot of messages about nurturing and feminine energy being present when you are carrying out your weekly work, right? So this to me is talking mostly about making sure you have that nurturing quality. That's going to help you to remove some of these blocks, right? To not be so aggressive, to slow down a little bit. Give these things some love, give these ideas some love, give what you've learned some nurturing. And to make sure that you're joyous about it. It's happy. So make sure that you're staying, it's not this, we still want to be joyful in this purpose, right? We can be joyful in our work just as well as in our play. And if we're not, then we need to learn how to do that, because it's important to be joyful in all aspects of your life. Because why the heck not? Because you can be if you want to be, so you might as well choose that way. That's what I always say, at least right at this moment, right? Okay. And then we have nurture all you love. So nurture, nurture, nurture. You really need to nurture yourself. You need to nurture your ideas. And these guys are talking to each other for me. You need to nurture all you love, your family. So even with the ideas and stuff, we also need to find that balance of nurturing our family, right? If we have families or loved ones, any kind of loved ones. So nurturing is going to be very present in helping you to remove any of the blockages that you see here. I love that. Let's get one more card to send us on our way. But this is a great midweek check-in. I mean, it goes perfectly with the beginning of the week when we were talking about setting off on a new adventure, to be able to learn how to share, to teach, and to share through our experiences that we had through life. It was just a beautiful, beautiful reading, and told us about the strength that we would need. And so this just goes along so beautifully with that. And of course, you don't have to watch those weekly videos at the beginning of the week in order to use this. It is completely and totally a standalone type of reading as well. So don't think you have to go back if you're not feeling it. And then let's get doubt. Offering all to the divine doesn't mean negativity never arises, but you can say, free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden to you. Show me your will and restore me to faith and confidence. Yes, exactly. So this is just letting us know whatever doubts we may be having, like with this malice card, be without malice, and the blockages we have towards being intuitive, allowing that to flow and things like that. So if you do have some doubts coming up, like that's a natural thing, right? Like you're not going to be completely 100% all of the time. There are things that are, or we wouldn't be human. There are things that come up that cause you to be a little doubtful in certain situations. And that's just a part of life. But what you can do is to know that you are able to just surrender to what is, to give that doubt up to God, spirit, universe, however you resonate, and to allow that burden to be released from you so that you can continue on your journey and your path and have your joy still and all of the good things that you want in life. Woo, yes. Yes, I love it. Okay, so those are the messages that I have for you guys this week. Leave me a message in the comment if you are on a new adventure. I really want to know. And what you're doing to stay grounded. I really want to know that too. I'm always looking for new ways to be grounded. Not that I get bored with all the other stuff you can do, but I love hearing about the new things. So tell me in the comments, what do you do to stay grounded? And do you have an adventure going on? I want to know. And I'll see you guys again next week for your weekly wellness oracle card reading. And I'll give you a big hug with loving, healing energy, all for you, because I do love you. All right, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.